Thank you for staying with us. This is Carol Parisi with Jack Roser from Champion News Talk Radio, your choice for the conservative voice. Today, we are getting educated in Obamacare, the new laws. And before we went to break, we were talking about the implications of Obamacare through Medicaid on the states. You weren't finished, and during the break, you were saying something about how it's really going to hurt the states, the taxpayers of the states.
It is. Here's the thing. The Obamacare solution to fixing Medicaid is to raise the reimbursement ratio that the government pays to doctors who take Medicaid, which is very few and far between now because they don't get paid by Medicaid. They're going to raise that amount of reimbursement to be commensurate with what they now reimburse for Medicare, which is a huge pay increase for doctors who take Medicaid.
So that's good for doctors.
So that's good, okay? The problem is the government's only going to pay for that for the first 2 years. On the third year, the state taxpayers take over for all of that. That will cost the state billions and billions of dollars. And actually, according to Cato, it's going to cost us about $10 billion.
Okay, Illinois is broke. Jack, isn't Illinois broke?
Oh, yeah.
The most corrupt and the most broke state in the whole 57?
Got that right.
Isn't that what Obama? Okay, I'm only kidding.
But more corrupt than that is the Internal Revenue Service. The Internal Revenue Service
say it ain't so.
is now writing their own laws without Congress, without the president signing, without the Senate approving. The IRS is now writing law. And I'll tell you what they did last year.
What does the law apply to?
1311 and 1321 in the Obamacare legislation. There are 3 kinds of health insurance exchanges that a governor can choose to adopt.
Is this suddenly becoming income to us?
No, it's going to cost
well, what's
us.
The
it's going to cost us big.
Well, what's
really
the Internal Revenue doing?
They're trying to fix a problem in the law that they didn't expect.
But they're not lawmakers. They're not legislators. They have no authority to write laws.
What's this do to my income tax?
Through the roof.
How the hell does that happen? How is my income suddenly elevated?
I will explain to you. There are 3 kinds of health insurance.
This sounds impossible, doesn't it? Huh?
It is impossible. The best 3 words to describe this law is designed to fail, because it is designed to fail. But back to 1311, 1321. 3 health insurance exchanges. A state-based exchange, where a governor says, I love Obamacare, I want to open an exchange, and we want to run it as a state, okay? That's a state-based exchange. What we're opening in Illinois is a state-federal partnership exchange. So this is where Governor Quinn says, gosh, I love Obamacare, I love all of it, bring it on, but we're just so far behind, we can't open a state-based exchange. So will you do it for us, please, HHS? And once you got it all set up, we'll run it as a state-based exchange. That's a state-federal partnership, which is what Quinn is doing. The third is what 26 governors in this nation, 26 states, have adopted because they had no other choice. The third is a federal fallback exchange, where the governors, like Rick Perry, said, you're not coming anywhere near my state with an exchange. Stop.
Booyah.
All around Illinois, by the way, Indiana, Missouri, Wisconsin, they're all saying, stop. Illinois is moving forward, right off a cliff, okay? These governors in these 26 states have said, I don't want any exchange. The Obamacare legislation violates the 10th Amendment of the United States Constitution, amongst many other amendments, and says if you don't open a state-based exchange, we're coming in, and we'll set up our own exchange, whether you like it or not. This is what's happening in 26 states where they push back. Under Section 1311 of the PPACA, otherwise known as Obamacare, it describes the IRS's power to provide those aforementioned advanced premium tax credits to artificially lower the cost of health insurance from $14,000 down to $3,200, because the taxpayer provides that advanced tax credit of $10,000. Attached to the power for the IRS to provide those advanced tax credits is also the penalty on employers for not offering health insurance, government-approved health insurance, to their employees of $2,000 for every employee from the 30th one on up. Under Section 1321.
Is this the crap that the Supreme Court?
Yes, it's all John Roberts' fault, all of it.
Boy, this is really rotten.
It's rotten. Wait till you see what the IRS did. 1321 describes federal fallback exchanges for those 26 states that say we don't want it. That's the one where they come in and usurp 10th Amendment rights.
They're using the IRS to tax whip us into conformity with this stinking Obama plan.
Yes.
That's what they're doing.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, our friendly income tax people.
So what they did is they know Section 1321 said if you have a fallback exchange and we come in, the IRS is not empowered in any way to offer advanced tax credits, to lower the premium, or to penalize any employer in those 26 states. So the IRS, knowing this, wrote a new law all by themselves without Congress to bridge the gap between Section 1311 and 1321. So now employers in those 26 states that are pushing back and they put a fallback exchange in, they now have to comply and have a $2,000 fine for every employee.
Didn't one of the attorney generals file a brief?
Yes, Oklahoma. That lawsuit is pending now. He already had a case going against Obamacare. He added to it this illegal act by 1311, extending 1311 to 1321, written by the IRS. And we can thank two real patriots making governors aware of this. Michael Cannon from Cato and Jonathan Adler have been traveling all over the state saying, hey guys, hello, this is what the IRS did. And now that Oklahoma Attorney General is suing. And according to Kaiser, which is left-leaning, they believe this lawsuit will prevail, or the best chance of prevailing.
Well, you know what? We're going to hear more from Steve Tucker and the IRS. There's going to be a Chicago Tax Day Tea Party.
Yes.
So maybe we can
Fifth
fix
annual.
some of that. Jack, this almost sounds like the teachers' unions, doesn't it?
Well, it is. They're both being run by the government.
We are going to hear more from Steve and Tucker after the break.